Erin Richardson. I am the instructional design specialist here at Meridian Community College. Our campus has a wide variety of Pell-eligible athletic scholarship and paid students on campus.
I'm Holley Purvis, and I'm the e-learning coordinator here at MCC. I would say since COVID, our online courses has skyrocketed from what it was before then.
I'm Dr. Kelley Gonzalez, and I'm the Associate Vice President for Technology here at Meridian Community College.
2 years ago, we were introduced to several accessibility programs through our consortium. After doing the demos, we found that YuJa Panorama met more of the accessibility requirements that we knew were either currently a part of online learning, but also future standards and requirements that were going to be coming in the next 2 to 5 years. And so we decided as an individual institution to purchase YuJa, like I said, individually. It wasn't until we purchased YuJa that we were actually using software. We had an accessibility coordinator or like testing and stuff like that. We were meeting standards very manually and not necessarily online as a whole until we purchased YuJa.
The biggest reason for that is because our online enrollment basically just exploded. And not only now do we have online students, but our face-to-face faculty uses Canvas as that remote tool so that everything that they put in there, even as a face-to-face instructor, has to meet those accessibility standards as well.
And our CTE programs, those required face-to-face CTE programs, are having to have content online that's accessible as well. One of the things that we liked about YuJa that other products did not have is that it has an instructor component and it also has a student component. Not only telling the teacher what the reason was for it being a low scoring content and accessibility, but also how to fix it, a lot of tutorials and videos and stuff like that to help instructors fix their content. And then we can look at it course-wide, campus-wide, wholly as an institution. Having that student widget where they can not only pull information for their own accessibility needs, but the widget to transform Canvas into their own learning environment was extremely important. We felt like it truly made Canvas more accessible and meeting those standards. YuJa is part of their course evaluation, so they have to meet a certain score for YuJa, and then they have to look at YuJa, look at their scores, look at what is low scoring. And a lot of times we have found that some of the low scoring stuff is stuff that they're required to put in their course that's based on institutional needs. And so being able to identify individual file types as problematic, and also like really understanding where problems were so that when they developed new content, they knew ahead of time what the problems were so they were able to get in front of that.
I would say just them being able to use that widget that gives them all those different accessibility tools that they need. They can be in a class, and if they need something to be downloaded and converted to a different file, they can do that. Just for me personally, like trying to read stuff on a screen, sometimes it is nice being able to have it highlighted to where you can see like line by line. And I don't always need that, but I think from a student perspective, if you can have tools like that to help you every now and then when you need it, that's definitely a game changer for sure.
If a course is extremely inaccessible, to identify it and to understand why is it so inaccessible, why is it so low scoring. Coming out of COVID, a lot of our instructors were just tired. I mean, they've had to do major leaps and bounds over the past few years. And then with such a magnifying glass on online learning and distance education, with that happening, regulations and standards start ticking up. So that required more work for them. It's just reduced some of their workload and some of their cognitive load. And so that has been, I think, extremely helpful as we think about when we purchase something, is this going to help our instructors? And is this going to help them meet their requirements, their goals, all those things?
From when I began working here up until right before we purchased Panorama, the knowledge of accessibility was probably close to zero. So I think the awareness level has risen 100% as far as accessibility goes. 100%. I wish to continue to push for this particular product. It meets all of the requirements, not just a few of them. And, in higher education, anytime faculty can have their workload lessened, to me, it makes them a more effective instructor.